Hi, I'm Annie Ulichny, and I want to thank you so much for joining in for some meditation practices today. I don't know if you can see outside the windows here, but there is a beautiful, slow falling snow happening. And it's really a wonderful way to practice mindfulness when you spend just a few minutes just enjoying watching the snow fall. Today we're going to practice with our inner voice, this inner thinking, this inner radio, whatever we want to call it or how we want to think about it for ourselves. It's really this constant stream of thoughts that researchers are finding so much out about now. It turns out we have about 60,000 or so thoughts every day. And 75% of those thoughts are negative in nature. Many of these thoughts that we have, the tens of thousands of thoughts that we have, we aren't even paying attention to. It's this unconscious stream of thinking. And it's negative as a protective mechanism for us. It's our inner voice is a way to keep us safe in our world. The threats that this inner voice is perceiving all of the time is churning out this constant inner radar to keep us safe. And yet most of us are not in a place where we are unsafe in our daily lives the way this inner voice kept us safe a long, long time ago. And so the other interesting thing that we've learned about our thoughts is of the 60,000 thoughts that we have every day, 95% of them are recurring thoughts from yesterday. So that we are constantly looping in our thoughts, and they tend to be biased in a negative way. And when we start to see the nature of our thoughts, we can start to work with them in a mindful way and recognize and encourage our thinking mind to move out of that repetitive pattern once we start to see the pattern for itself. So that's what we're going to work with today. And I encourage you first to have a tissue handy if you have a stuffy nose. We are going to use certain nasal breathing techniques that would require that our nasal passages are as clear as they possibly can be. And if this technique is too challenging for you, then we can just use a regular breathing technique out of both the right and the left nostril when we're using this practice, and it will still be effective. So with this, let's make sure you have a tissue handy if you need it. Take a comfortable posture. If you're seated in a chair, just feel the contact with your backside, your thighs, your hips on the chair. Feel your feet on the floor, or if you're seated on a cushion on a floor, feel your feet wrapped up, perhaps connecting to your legs. Feel the dignity of your posture. We could roll our shoulders up, back, down, and around if that feels good, just to relax the shoulders. Have your hands placed comfortably on your thighs or in your lap. We're going to breathe in and out of the nose for all of practice today, if that's possible for you. And the first thing we'll do, and we can do this with our eyes closed if this is something that's comfortable for you. We're going to just very slowly take our two peace fingers and place them on our temples, and very slowly just offer ourselves a little massage. Just something new here to change our patterns and our momentum within our inner voice thinking mind. And if it feels right for you to close your eyes now and just really feel this very gentle, soothing massage for your temples. Sometimes when we close our eyes, we really can start to feel the felt sensation of this massage, this very soothing sensation on our temples in a more direct way. We could also notice that while we're doing this, the tone of the thoughts that we have, we could encourage a soothing tone for ourselves. Like, calm down, find peace and well-being within this special, wonderful, intelligent brain that I have working for me right now. We can calm down, be soothed. And then we could take the pads of our fingers and come behind the ears, maybe just up slightly on the sides of the scalp, and just very slowly just offer a little massage for our scalp with the pads of our fingers or the tips of our fingers, just back and forth, finding a pattern. We're doing something new and different right here, right now, to switch up and change up this inner voice and also calm us down, finding a softer tone for ourselves, to ourselves, while we do it. And you can take your hands and place them back in your lap. If your hair is messed up, you can straighten it out. And just notice sensations along the scalp, in the temple area. I can feel the kind of a cooling, melting type of sensation and a tingling sensation on this part of my head. I also actually feel it in my fingers and hands. And it feels like it's rippling out through my body. You could notice for you what sensations can we experience here after that very brief but effective massage. And then we can use the breath as we have our eyes closed here, and we'll breathe in and out of the nose in our upright, dignified posture. We're going to inhale and exhale and use the breath to also help slow down the body, the nervous system, our activity, and this also will then slow down this inner voice, this thinking mind. One has an absolute effect on the other. So we'll inhale for about a count of 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding the breath at the top for a pause, and then we'll exhale for twice the inhale. Again, you find the pattern that works best for you. Exhaling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause at the bottom of the breath, hold the breath. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath at the bottom. Inhaling for 4, finding the count that works best for you as we establish this pattern. Holding the breath at the top, exhaling, finding a pattern, smoothing the breath out on the inhale and the exhale without too much strain. This is not supposed to be difficult. Holding the breath at the bottom, inhaling. We're just looking for this pattern for ourselves. Finding this inhale and then doubling it on the exhale with a pause at the top and the bottom. So we'll pause at the top, exhaling. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling, pause at the top, exhale. Pause at the bottom, inhale. We could also start to feel the lower belly engaging in the whole breath. So it's the body getting involved. Pausing at the top, exhale. And the more we focus on the body, the slower our inner voice will be churning away. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling, pause at the top, feeling the full breath, exhaling, feeling the full breath, exhaling from deep down in the belly all the way out through the nose. The whole body is moving and engaged in the breath. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling. This is a fully embodied experience of breath. Pausing at the top, exhaling. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling. We could start to notice this struggle perhaps against our thinking mind. Pausing at the top, exhaling. Pause at the bottom, inhaling. Pausing at the top, exhaling. We might start to notice our struggle of our thinking mind trying to pull us out and into a planning or doubting or frustration with this breathing pattern. Maybe it's saying, I don't like this, I don't want to do this, I have too much to think about for later today. Pausing at the bottom, inhaling. Again, we could start to notice how easily we go into negative thinking. Pausing at the top, exhaling, and this inner voice trying to take over this experience for us, trying to stay in control. Can we just very quietly move it to the background and feel the breath, feel the felt sense, and allow the breath to guide us as we pause at the bottom, inhaling. Pausing at the top, exhaling. I'll let you continue your own pattern in silence so you can start to check out the nature of your own inner voice. So we'll do a few rounds here in complete silence. Notice your thoughts that try to come in. Notice these circles as we continue here. We'll do one more round. And when you get to the bottom of the next exhale, we can just let go of that technique and check in with the mind, check in with the body. Once you've finished that last elongated exhale, check in with ourselves. Did we notice any threads of thoughts pulling us away from being in the present moment? From being present with our breath, and our breath, which is calming our nervous system down with that technique, bringing us into well-being and peace. And sometimes our inner voice is trying to keep us in a stressed mode, not wanting us to move into peace and well-being. There's this struggle within us, and we can start to see that struggle with our inner voice, trying to hold on to control a little bit and doubt what's happening right here, right now. We're going to try a new technique that engages the right brain and the left brain, and at the same time it keeps our focus present with the breathing, and it actually strengthens the whole brain and strengthens the connections between the left brain and the right brain using these breathing techniques. If this is something that is hard for you and you give it a try and it's really just challenging because you have a stuffy nose, then I'd like you to imagine doing what you're doing instead of actually doing it. So we'll get started here and take our pointer finger and our middle finger of our right or left hand, whichever is your preference, and place them right between your eyebrows. So just in that space between the eyebrows, you're just going to press those two fingers there. And we're going to breathe in and out of one nostril at a time. So we'll take our ring finger of the hand that's pressed on, with the two fingers on our face here, and press it against the left nostril and just inhale now completely through the right nostril. So we'll take an inhale through the right, and then you'll take your thumb and press it against your right nostril, and then you'll exhale out the left. You'll inhale through the left, and then you'll exhale out the right. Inhale through the right, exhale out the left. Inhale through the left, exhale out the right. And if this is challenging in any way because of a stuffy nose, as we inhale through the right, I want you just to imagine you're inhaling through the right completely. So bring all of our focus to the right nostril on the inhale, and then you're exhaling out the left, or imagining, completely bringing our focus to imagining all of the exhales going out the left, if this inhale and exhale is too challenging. Inhaling through the left, close the left nostril, now exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. You see how you can take elongated breaths, see if they can come in and out even just slightly longer. And then we exhale out the left. Inhale through the left. Smooth, elongated inhales and exhales here. And then we'll exhale out just the right, closing off the left. Inhale through the right, or completely imagining you're doing it if this is too challenging physically. Exhaling out the left. Inhaling through the left. Exhaling out the right. And we'll take our hands on that bottom of that exhale out the right nostril and just very slowly place your hand back on your lap with our eyes closed. We can start to notice how the space of our head is feeling, our nasal passages. Alternate nasal breathing is really effective at calming down, regulating both hemispheres of our brain, in addition to reducing inflammation within the head space, the sinuses, the nasal cavities. You might even notice while you were breathing that one nasal passage was easier to breathe in and out as compared to the other, and that is very normal. Our nostrils don't work evenly. One is usually more open than the other, and they alternate in that way throughout the day. There's a lot that goes on to regulating our body, and even our nasal passages are involved in trying to keep us regulated and calm. And we're giving our brain, our focused mental capacity and mind, a job as we pay attention to breathing in and out of one nasal passage at a time. And it creates a bridge between the right and the left brain when we breathe in this way, strengthening the bonds between the hemispheres of our brain to keep us calm, focused, aware, alert. And it slows down the inner voice. As we're calmer in the body as well. So we could notice where our thinking mind tries to take over and take us into repeating and negative thinking patterns, and we can start to separate ourselves from those a little bit and recognize it's happening for us. And this is a really, really wonderful awareness to be able to stay more calm and grounded and stable and happy as we see and look and investigate the nature of our thinking. Thank you so much for the gift of your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.